dash, we're so sure about it, we guarantee it. If your dash ever cracks, we'll replace it. Guaranteed.
Which part of New York is this?
This is, they call it the Lower East Side, or Alphabet City, because the streets are A, B, C, and D. It used to be a lot hairier than it is now, and I used to come down here to score drugs all the time, like right around a couple blocks up, which is where I live, but now the drugs have moved at least 3 blocks away. They're all down there now, the way we were talking about going before. Yeah. That's where they all are. Yeah.
So, but you've been living here for a long time?
I've been living here, yeah, in about 3 years now. There's nice little cafes around here. Oh, cool, horseback cops. A lot of the buildings around here they're pretty funky buildings. But I live in a nice one, and that gets up a lot of people's tree. And they go, oh, pretty nice place, but fuck it, you know. What the fuck? I'm not a martyr.
Hi, I'm Iggy Pop. Welcome to my home. Hi, Rookie. This is my cat, Rookie Moo.
Everybody needs a home. The graffiti on the side of this building and all the buildings around here is a little better quality than the rest of New York. You get some really nice graffiti to look at. Like I like that little one, that little that little cubic man. See that one there?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, I think,
yeah.
Compared to your average scrawl, you know.
You into rap, Iggy?
Huh? Not, I'm not an expert, but I really like hearing it when it's around. That's one reason I like being around this neighborhood. You get everything from, you hear that going by, and you hear like guys still stand in the streets around here and play the sax, which is shit. You used to hear shit like that in the 60s in New York. You don't hear that much anymore anywhere else. Around here, nobody would dare shut you up for making noise. I make as much noise as I want all the time. This is interesting. This is by a guy named Chico. He paints all over this neighborhood. This must be a fella died, I guess. This Avenue C is a little more colorful than where we were. That's like a street market, which just means people sell their stuff here on the street. You know. Music sounds good, though. I like that better than most rap. Steve, we're gonna start it. Dos, por favor. Money. Oh, you got any money? Yeah. Thanks, man. I never carry any money. Thanks, man.
Somewhere in there.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. Thanks a lot, man. This is where I eat when my wife's out of town. Like, yeah, I come here and get all my sandwiches and cake and strong coffee. That's what I live on.
Is that so?
When she's in town, she cooks.
You don't cook?
Huh?
You don't cook?
No, I just eat. You see that sign, Loizaida? What that means Lower East Side with a Spanish accent. Loizaida.
Loizaida,
See?
right.
Yeah, and that's what they call that besides Avenue C. It's beautiful here, really nice. It just feels really like, you know, sounds nice, doesn't it?
Have you lived in many other cities than New York, or?
I lived in Berlin, London, Los Angeles, regrettably.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You didn't like that at all?
No, I don't like it there. And here's another Chico. And his little garden. His garden's beautiful, eh? I think because I'm kind of like a high-strung, suggestible person by nature. I really get affected by what's around me.
Yeah.
And in LA, there's no order that you can make out. Here in New York, the streets are laid out a certain way, and you know if you try to get away with this, you're gonna get that. In LA, I couldn't. I was like, oh, where am I? What's going on? I just went crazy, you know, overload. Park is pretty nice. I used to come here a lot, but it's getting more and more crowded, so I don't come here as much anymore. See, he might want some money for taking his picture now. This is a really nice, I've always liked that one, that house there.
It's very nice.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like a psychedelic church. There's a psychedelic church somewhere on this street.
No.
Yeah, they call themselves the Psychedelic Church of 9th Street or something. Yeah. But I never got that interested in it because I read there's a guy here who took a Swiss girl and made her into soup and stuck her in the refrigerator. Yeah, he did. And he used to go to that church. Yeah, his dad was a butcher.
So what does your life look like now these days? Do you spend a lot of time here in this neighborhood, or?
Yeah, I mean, I walk down this street a lot, you know.
You do?
Yeah. I'm here about a third of the time. About half the time I'm out traveling around, either making a record or going and talking somewhere. I do a little bit of film work. I wouldn't call it acting, but it's like, you know, I'm in the film. I just did another one with, I really liked with Tom Waits.
You did?
Yeah, it was really nice.
What was that?
It's a Jim Jarmusch thing called Coffee and Cigarettes. And we just sit around and chain smoke and drink a lot of coffee and bullshit, basically.
Oh,
yeah, it's a short, it's about 12 minutes long. He's done a bunch of them. I think he's gonna try to show that one at Cannes this year. I think so.
So how is it working with Tom Waits and Jim Jarmusch in that kind of context?
Those guys are very good. I was, you know, I was a little bit, I was keyed up, you know. Because Tom's really like, right, oh shit, you know. But it was real good. It was just like one 16-hour day. We went straight through it, you know, and it was good. It was, it's probably the best thing I've done so far.
Yeah?
Yeah, because there was no, it wasn't so corny. You know, there's the other stuff that you tend to get, so that was pretty good.
So how was Jim Jarmusch? Was it very well scripted, everything, or was it more improvisation?
No, it was, he gave us a, well, kind of, what he did was, he gave us a script the night before, and like about 11 o'clock midnight, said, here, read it before you go to sleep, and then let's just get into it in the morning. And we came in about 9, and it was supposed to be funny, and so Tom said, well, I don't think it's very funny, you know? And, you know, and I just thought, well, it isn't that funny, no, you know, but what can we do? So we just sat around for about 4 hours, the three of us, and just blocked out what the subjects were we were talking about, and then talk about them and try to make them a little more personal. And it was easy because we're each playing ourselves. Like he's Tom Waits and I'm
really?
Iggy Pop. Yeah, yeah. And the setup is we're sitting around in this place waiting for Jim Jarmusch to come and meet us to talk about making a movie, but Jim Jarmusch never shows up. That's the bit, right? Right? And so we just sit there chain smoking and drinking coffee, right? The only other good thing I did in film, which is really fucking cool, was I worked on the soundtrack for a movie called Arizona Dream for a fucking great director named Emir Kusturica. And Emir did you ever see a movie called Temps de Gitan or Time of the Gypsy? Zeit, what would that be in Deutsch? Do you speak Deutsch or Flemish, probably?
Flemish.
You speak Flemish? Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know in Flemish. This guy's a great director, and he's from Yugoslavia, and the film's out in France now. And
You worked on the soundtrack?
yeah, I sang 3 songs. I've got a top 10 single with that right now. It's one called Death Car, which is my kind of rap. I heard, because I like the form of rap, so I thought, well, maybe I'd like to sing about what's important to me, my style of rap. So I did this rap song. Basically, it's about cruising around in a car with a girl, and you both had sex, and now that's over. So things are getting kind of quiet.
A howling wind is whistling in the night. My dog is growling in the dark. Something's pulling me outside to ride around in circles. I know you have got the time, 'cause anything I want, you do. We'll take a ride through the strangers who don't understand how to feel. In the death car, we're alive. In the death car.
So we mentioned rappers. Do you know Ice-T?
Not
Ice-T?
personally. I did a gig with him once.
You did?
Yeah, it was all right.
How was that?
It was okay. He was fine. He's a gent. I think I've got 3 of his albums, so I've obviously, I thought enough of him to spend money on it. I think I think there's a lot of good in what he does. A lot of the samples are chosen with great taste. He's putting out a lot of stuff very fast right now. I mean,
Well, what about that controversy over his cop killer record?
There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's like, I know exactly how he feels, and when I was in more like his shoes, and I'm not even black, but when I was like from my age 20 to 30, I could never see a policeman without having a wave of fear and then a thought of hate.
Really?
Oh, never. No, and it was only till I hit about 40, I still had the fear really strong when I would see one.
Why was that?
Because I was always doing something illegal. That's why, always. So, plus if once they get their hands on me, I've been arrested quite a few times, about 5, 6 times for stuff I did on stage back way early before I was quote unquote big as I became. I wasn't as popular, and they'd come and grab me, and once they get you and nobody's watching, they do really weird things to you. No, they do, it's true. They beat you up, or they're disrespectful to you. I have nothing against a song like that, or what he does, but I would be more inclined to, at this point in my life, when I'm gonna spend my time listening to music for fun, for my own enjoyment, I would listen more to something like the kind of songs on the Bob Dylan Bootleg album.
Oh, really?
I would be listening these days to a song that provokes some emotion in me. It makes me feel something that's really well delineated and that gets me in some way. So a lot of that stuff just doesn't get me, but it doesn't mean it's not good, and it's good for a lot of people, but it's not good for me.